Hello there, Samantha Garrett here, and today we're going to take a look at how you can create a filter in Gmail that will get rid of the calendar acceptance notifications coming to your inbox, but leave any notifications or notification emails that are when people decline an event or when they propose a new time. Now, the reason we need to use a filter to do this is because in Gmail, there's a setting to turn all calendar email response notifications on or off, but it's all of them. So you can't just say, I just want to get declines or I just want to get proposed new times, but I don't want acceptances. So what can happen is your inbox can get totally cluttered with all of these emails. So particularly if you organize a lot of events, you're going to know exactly what this is like. So let's jump in and take a look how to set up this filter. Alrighty, so here I am in Gmail and you can actually see in my inbox here, I've got a whole lot of calendar response notifications. I've got acceptance notifications, declined, proposed new time. And if you have a look, you'll see each of them actually start with the word like accepted, declined, proposed new time, etc. So we can actually use this as part of the filter. So to get started, we're going to click the little search box up the top here, the little button on the far right side, which is going to drop down our search options. And this is where we go to actually start creating a filter. So we're going to put some stuff here in the box called includes the words. Now I've copied and pasted it for ease, so I'm going to pop it in here and then I'll explain what it is. So the first part here, invite.ics or invite.vcs, is actually telling the filter to look for these particular types of attachments that actually come with an invitation, an ICS file or a VCS file, depending on which calendar tool has sent that notification back. And we want to find the word accepted. Now, the reason we want both of these things is we don't want to just pick up the word accepted in any old email. We only want to find it in calendar response emails. Now, if you want to go a step further, you actually can use, for example, in the box below that doesn't have, you can put things like doesn't have, declined, or proposed new times. Now, it's not necessary, but if you want to be completely catching everything and making sure you don't actually get those declined or those proposals, you could do that, but it does work perfectly just with the first part. Now, let me actually show you how I know it works perfectly. So I'm going to take that out for a minute. And what we're going to do is before we go and create the filter, we're going to actually do a search and see what comes up. So I'm going to click search here and you'll see it's searching in my inbox for just those things that have the word accepted in them because that's what we want to capture in the filter. So you'll see it's picked up the accepted and the tentatively accepted here. Now, if I jump back to that little show search options button and I pop back in those other words down the bottom that doesn't have and do a search, you'll see it's still finding the same results. But the reason I'm showing you this, it's a really good way that you can test the filter when you're setting it up to make sure that it's going to do the things that you want it to do. Okay, so now we've got our criteria in here. I'm going to go ahead and click the Create Filter button down the bottom, which is going to open step 2 of creating a filter, which is where we choose what we want to happen to these emails. Now, we've got a couple of options. The quickest and easiest thing you can say is skip the inbox. So if an acceptance or tentatively acceptance comes in, you can just say skip the inbox, archive it, and what that means is that you don't see it in the inbox, it just archives it straight away and it will be shown in the all mail section of Gmail. Now, if you're not sure where that is, it's usually hidden under more over here on the left. So if I click that, you'll see I've got all mail underneath there. Now, if like me, your filter just suddenly disappears, don't stress, you can come back up to this little drop down and there it is. All right, so that's the easiest way to do it. Now, the other thing some people like to do is actually put all these in a label called calendar responses. Now, if you want to do that, you can click apply the label. And on the right here, you could choose the label. And if you don't already have one called calendar responses, you could click new label here and you could type in calendar responses and create it. And in that case, it's actually going to then move them all into that particular label. So either, up to you. Now, last thing, down the bottom, you'll see it says here, also apply filter to 8 matching conversations. So the great thing about Gmail filters is that when you actually create one, you can make it apply retrospectively. So it will go back and grab all of those notices that are already in your inbox and apply the filter to them, whether that be just archiving them or popping them in a label. So you can go ahead and click that. Now, I'm not going to click it now, but strongly suggest you do when you're creating your filter. Okay, so now that we've done that, I'm going to click Create Filter, and it's going to go ahead and create it. You'll see down the bottom here, it says your filter was created. But let's go in and see where that filter lives so that if you want to make changes to it, you can. So to do that, we come to the top right corner where we see the little settings cog here. We click on that and we jump into See All Settings. And we're going to go to the Filters and the Blocked Addresses section. All right, and there's the filter that we have created. You can see it's got that criteria in the top there. So if you want to edit it or delete it, you can use these buttons on the right-hand side. And if we were to edit it, for example, we'll go in and it will take us back through those same screens. Now, just a little note. One of the times you might want to edit the filter is if you find you're getting email responses that are not being captured by it. So, for example, if you are working with perhaps an external organization and they are using a different email platform, a different calendar platform, and those notifications come back with a slightly different wording, the filter may not capture it. So all you need to do is have a look at that email response and go, oh, hang on a minute, it's actually got a different prefix, and then you could go in and edit the filter and actually add that in as well. So for example, I could have here invite.ics or invite.vcs and accepted, and I could have or something else, whatever that might be at the end to capture another type. All right, so there you have it. Now you know how to go ahead and create a filter that will just capture all those email notifications about calendar event acceptances. So with that in hand, you can start clearing out your inbox. All the best with it. If you like this video and you want to see more like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can get notified when new videos are released. That's it for now. See you next time.